So what you're doing here is very, very important. Most people don't know about this subject. They don't care about the subject. And they're deceived. They're fooled by the big money. This is a war between money and science. And that's all there is to it. This is extremely urgent. I am so upset at people like Swisscom, Sunrise, and Salt, and so on. So I will tell you why. Now, a few things. The concept of hyper-electrosensitivity, forget about it. This radiation hurts everybody. There is proof, there is thousands of studies that show that it causes biological damage. So, forget about whether you feel it or not. Even if you don't feel it, it is still damaging you. Very important concept. By the way, I didn't really prepare at all. I had no time. I wish I had. So this is all just spontaneous. Now, there has not been one single study that proves that this radiation is safe in the long-term exposure. And there are thousands of studies that show the radiation is unsafe. Now, Swisscom and others, they lie to people. They tell people that it's safe. We have this in writing, and we Swiss people, I am a Swiss person, we Swiss people can rise up against the liars. And I have this in writing. I have an email from Swisscom in which they lie, and they say that this radiation is safe. And they know it's not. Now, the standard, they always refer to standards. Let's look at the standards. The standards were not written by God on stone. They were written 35 years ago by some scientists who did some studies, and all they did was they measured the temperature effect. Does this radiation make your cells warm? And that's why you have SAR ratings on phones. 35 years later, what we have today is new science, which Swisscom and Salt and Vodafone and so on, Verizon, they don't want to listen to, they want to ignore it. The new science says it's more than physics. It's not just about thermal effect, that biological damage happens at subthermal effect, levels. That it's all about biology, how much it damages your cells biologically. Now, we have thousands of studies. Now, if you go to Swisscom, you know what they will tell you? They will say, there is no way to prove that this is safe, which is a lie. This is just a cold-blooded lie. When you have so many, somebody in the Ständerat, one of the senators, he said, well, it's like the train. When the trains came, people thought it's unsafe. But how many studies were there at the time that the trains were unsafe? None, right? We have thousands of studies that proves that this is unsafe. Okay, you get my point. So there's a big disconnect between the reality, the facts that we have, and the beliefs, which they call standards, and they want to impose themselves. Salt and the court that you're fighting against, they are using the standards as an excuse to impose this radiation on you because they want your money. This is all about money. Let me tell you quickly why. It's a corporation. A corporation has a business plan, and to get money, nothing is better than 5G for them, because 5G means new deployments, new infrastructure, spending. You know how much the Swiss federal government would love to spend on new infrastructure, and they want to put 5G antennas all over our cities. If you go today to Bellevue in Zurich, anywhere almost in the center of Zurich, and you measure the radiation, it's toxic. If you could see that radiation, you would not stand in it for a minute. But because you can't see it, and you can see the antennas there. So it's very, very bad stuff. So now, I have an MBA. I studied marketing and business, as well as other things, science and philosophy and music and law. Basic principle in business is that you have to create a need in the customers. So that's what they're doing. They want you to believe that you really need faster downloads. Who the fuck needs faster downloads? Can you not wait 2 more minutes for your freaking movie to download? At what expense? At the expense that in 8 years from now, they say a big percentage of children will be autistic. This radiation thins out the blood-brain barrier. It reduces your immune system, and so on and so on and so on. Causes depression, makes you stupid. Our world is going stupid. The same executives who are sitting in Bern at Swisscom corporate, if they're sleeping next to their Wi-Fi router, or they have routers all day beaming at them, they're gonna go more stupid after a while. And one last thing, I'm almost done, is that this cell antennas and the Wi-Fi router you have at your home, these are even worse than your telephones. Because what they do, if your telephone, even if it's on, everything on it is on, it only pulsates when you use it. Otherwise, it's quiet. The Wi-Fi router and the cell tower they want to put in your village, which you should fight with your hands and blood and teeth and nails. You should fight this to death. You should support this woman. This woman is fighting for you, and that man, and all of you. I really admire you. And this is not a fight you're fighting for Hinwil. This is a fight you're fighting for the whole world, for humanity, for all life on Earth. Because this radiation also affects the microbes, the bacteria, the animals. You go to a circus in Zurich and you will see the horses and the elephants. They're dizzy because they're always exposed to this. So, she wrote 30 handwritten letters to the senators. And the vote passed by one vote. So, bravo to you. Oh, you all did, I see. Bravo to all of you, really. This is a fight worth fighting. So when I was a child, we didn't have answering machines. And life went on. You called somebody at home, he wasn't there, you just called again. And now we have answering machines, we have phones, and they, Swisscom and other big telecoms and wireless, they want us to believe that we cannot live without this technology. We need to have cars without drivers. What the fuck? We can't even manage the cars with drivers. Thank you very much.
Thank you.